Assalamualaikum. I am Maria Raza from APS 7 Streams. Back to the lessons, and I welcome you all on the recommence of our online lessons. Initiating with the glorious name of Allah Almighty. Today we are starting the theme 2 of our history book, and the rudiment lesson is about the rise and fall of the Ottomans. The Ottoman Empire founded in 1299 AD and ended up in the 1922 AD. At the end of today's lesson, dear learners, you will be able to identify the cause which led to the foundation of the Ottoman Empire. And secondly, you will be able enough to catch through the achievements of Mammoth II. The first topic is about the foundation of Ottoman Empire, and now it's time to cast a glance on the background. Initially, the Turk tribe living in Kurdistan. The map of Kurdistan I will just show you in the subsequent slide. The tribes were living in Kurdistan, and Kurdistan composed of eastern Turkey, northern Iran, Iraq, Syria, and a part of Armenia. So they were living there with the occupation of shepherds, and they were compelled to migrate from Kurdistan to some other places. What was the reason? The reason was the Mongols invasion. Like the Mongols invasion, it led to the draconian bloodshed. Therefore, they were compelled to a Turk tribe. They thought that instead of living here, better to migrate to some other places. So they just migrated under the headship of Ertugrul. Yes, Ertugrul, the same personality that the play is broadcasted on PTV. It is related to the same person. It is related to our lesson, the Ottoman Empire. And on reaching, now the journey started on reaching near Ankara. Ankara, a city in Turkey. Ertugrul noticed that there was a battle going on. Now he thought that instead of sitting on the fence, instead of not participating on either side, being a sympathetic person, he just thought it wise enough, prudent enough, to participate, to support, to render his services um, with the weaker party, with the weaker group. So is Ertugrul, the complete name is Ertugrul Ghazi. Ghazi means a champion, a fighter for the cause of Islam. So after crunching the numbers, Ertugrul decided to put his assistance to the weak party, to the weak group. At this point, Ertugrul was not knowing that actually who they were. He was totally uncognizant about the identification of the two parties. And at that time, when Ertugrul just put his feet in the battleground, this was the point where the victories changed into defeat, and vice versa case, the defeat changed into victories. Now we are looming large to the second last box here, that the two tribes who were fighting, de facto there were the Seljuk, and the second one was the Tatar. Now the king of Seljuk group was the Alauddin, when with the participation of Ertugrul, the Seljuk group, the weaker group, won the battle, and the king of that group, Alauddin, the king Alauddin, as a token of thanks, he just gave the western areas of Anatolia to Ertugrul. And by the way, what is Anatolia? Which areas are accompanied? So let me clarify it here. Anatolia is the modern day Turkey. In those days, Anatolia was governed by the Romans, by the Rome. Okay, now the next slide. This is what I said, the Kurdistan map. It is comprised of the eastern Turkey, northern Iraq, northwestern Iran, northern Syria, and a part of Armenia. Okay. Now, this is the main slides. Previously, we have discussed about the backgrounds of Ottoman Empire. Now we are discussing about the foundation. So, Osman Ghazi, like two terminologies you can use with different diverse spelling. OSMAN, USMAN, it means no distinction, no differences there. So, Osman, he was the successor of Ertugrul after his father's demise, after the death of Ertugrul, and in the outset, like he established, he put the foundation of Ottoman Empire in 1299 AD. There came 36 descendants, 36 sultans in the Ottoman Empire, and the next village is Orhan. Orhan was the son of Osman Ghazi. He was the successor of Osman and he captured the area of Bursa. Bursa is a city in Turkey, and Orhan Ghazi, he just made Bursa as a new capital of Ottoman state. Now, originally, Ottoman Empire flourished in the eastern region of Mediterranean region, which was those days, Mediterranean region was under the control of Byzantine Empire. What was Byzantine Empire? Byzantine Empire was the Roman Empire. And within some years, Byzantine Empire crippled as only Constantinople was left with the Byzantine Empire. And in the there came Mammoths, Selim, Suleiman. So today we are going to discuss about this personality, this figure, Mammoths. Again, I am going to clarify here that Mammoth T and D, diverse spelling. Actually, the word is Muhammad, but in Turkish form, Mehmet is there. Mehmet or Mehmet, the two terminologies. So he was the seventh Sultan of Ottoman Empire. He was conferred upon the title of Fatih, meaning the conqueror. Why was he bestowed with this title? Because he did what others couldn't do. He conquered the Constantinople. Constantinople is in Urdu. This term means Constantinople, and in English it is Constantinople. So in 1443 AD, Bosphorus Strait, like if you put a glance to this picture, a narrow part of water between Europe and Asia is considered to be Bosphorus Strait. So this strait was thought to be under the control of Mammoth II, as no ship's passage was allowed without the permission of Sultan. Now the next heading is Conquest of Constantinople. If you see here, some alphabets are missing. The complete words are Golden Horn. Golden Horn was the area under the control of Byzantine Empire, Byzantine army. Whereas, if you just thoroughly focus towards the slide, towards the map, you will surely see a barrier in the mid. This was the barrier which didn't allow, which was not, because of this barrier, the entry towards this Golden Horn was not visible for the Mammoth II, for the Sultan of Ottoman Empire. So this was not something a royal road or a child's play to expand the Ottoman Empire. Rather, it depended on different strategies. This was something that out of this difficulty, the Sultan Mammoth II, he just found opportunities. So out of this difficulty, what was the opportunity for him? Again, I will just ask you to put a glance on the map. You will surely see a kind of bridge, wooden bridge. It is highlighted. So this was the, you can say, the conquest of the first step of the Mammoth II. This was a distance of 3 kilometers, the wooden bridge. Initially, there was no bridge. There was a non-leveled road was there, like non-metalled area. Non-metalled means unleveled. So due to this unleveled area, passage or movement through this part is not possible. So what was the strategy of Mehmed II? Like he made it a negotiable passage by putting a wooden bridge, greased it thoroughly for the passage of 80 ships. Now this was the golden opportunity, the golden strategy adopted by the Sultan Mehmed II, like greasing this bridge properly so that the passage of ships should be very proper. Within 7 weeks, the collapse of walls of city occurred. The collapse of the Constantinople city was not something easy because the walls were very strong. So therefore, the access was necessary to reach to the Golden Horn, and that was done by the Mehmed II. Therefore, he was having the title of Sultan, the Fatih, the conqueror. Now, finally, in 1453 AD, he conquered the Constantinople, and on entry there, he established Al-Fatih Mosque, and the name of the city, the initial name was Constantinople. He changed it into Istanbul. Istanbul means full of Islam. And later on, the terminology changed into Istanbul. Now the current name of this area, of this place, of the city is the Istanbul, whereas the old name was Constantinople. Now we are going to discuss a series of conquests. Initially, they headed to Greece and Serbia. As I said, that Mehmed II found opportunity in difficulty. So that difficulty just late expanded to areas of Ottoman Caliphate. After Greece and Serbia, the next year, the sultans, they just conquered the Bulgaria and Hungary in Europe. Kindly, when you just listen the name of the countries, put a glance towards the map as well. It will be very much helpful to you. And then Bosnia, then to Asia, and lastly, Muhammad's son Salim. He conquered Syria, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Mesopotamia. Those days, the name was Mesopotamia. Currently, the name is Iraq. Now we are looming large to the achievements of Mehmed II, like the Fateh, the conqueror, what he achieved. He was proficient in multitude languages. He was having mastery in certain languages. There were Arabic, Greek, Hebrew, Persian, and Latin. Then another achievement of Mammoth II was the collapse of Byzantine Empire, as he conquered the Constantinople and set the name as Istanbul. The third picture is also elaborating the same, renamed Constantinople as Istanbul. In addition, he built mosques by the name of Al-Fatih Mosque. Al-Fatih means his own title, the mosque or the mosque built by the Fatih. So the name is Al-Fatih Mosque. And besides, if you see another picture, a palace is there. That palace was the residence of different sultans. And in later years, after the abolition of the Ottoman Caliphate, the palace was just transformed into a museum. And he was a great founder of learning. Therefore, Mehmed II made his court a hub of learning. He invited the Muslims along with the non-Muslims, artists, intellectuals, and scholars. And the last picture will clearly elaborate about the provision of religious freedom that Mehmed II gave to the Catholic Church of Bosnia, that they are free to follow their own rituals, their own religion. And now the expansion of Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire comprised of 3 continents: in Asia, Turkey, Israel; Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Saudi Arabia. Whereas in Africa, Egypt. And lastly, in Europe, the countries were Greece, Bulgaria, Macedonia, and Hungary. So we can say that Sultan's achievements led the Ottoman Empire to the pinnacle of success and fame. It's about time to go through the research work. Mosque, and the name is Blue Mosque because it is composed of the blue tiles, and the construction almost took the span of 1609 AD to 1617 AD. Now what you have to do with this picture, gather more information about the Blue Mosque and write it in your notebook. And additionally, add up vocabularies from page number 37 to 39. And I'm looking forward to have your this research work. Wish you best of luck. Thank you.